I kept hearing about the SGR, so I wanted to try it. I figured, what better way to take in the culture than to be trapped on a train with total strangers for 5 hours? Even better, why not sit facing strangers who keep staring at this Mzungu? Was it my large head that got their attention? Well, if you don't know me by now, I can roll with just about anything. And I can find the humor in most situations. Let me tell you about my economy SGR trip from Nairobi to Mombasa. You know what? Let me make this a story. First, you should know that I've been living in Diani, only 10 minutes away from the Uganda airstrip. So it is really easy to jet off to Nairobi and back without any challenges. However, for this trip, I knew that I had to experience the SGR at least once. Emphasis on once. So I decided to fly to Nairobi from Diani and return by the SGR. You know, split the difference. But that means that I'd be returning to Mombasa and then ride by car for another 2 hours. Because you never know what fun delays the ferry in Mombasa has in store for you. So basically, instead of a 1-hour flight directly from Nairobi to Diani, I opted for a 5-hour train ride plus a 2-hour car ride. Who says I don't make great decisions? But we all know, if I had just flown back, there wouldn't be this story time. Then I wondered, how can I make this trip more painful? Oh, I know, book an economy seat so that there's absolutely no comfort for 5 hours. To be honest, by the time I got around to booking the SGR, all the upgraded tickets were sold out. So economy is all that remained. Or as the website called it, second class. Since we're all friends here, let's just pretend that I booked economy on purpose for a more immersive cultural experience. I have a bone to pick with you Kenyans. Here is my list. Number 1, what's up with the fat shaming with a smile? I know that I'm a big guy, so there's no need for you to remind me of that fact. Trust me, I haven't forgotten. As soon as I was dropped off at the train station, a security guard outside the stations smiled at me saying out loud, "Well, you're just big all over." Or, "I am big all over," the security guard said. Guys, really? Everywhere I go, someone calls me Big Fat Elephant 2.5. What's up with that? What was I supposed to say to that? So I just punched him. In my mind, of course. I can tell he meant no disrespect, but bro just called me fat with a smile. Thank you for the unsolicited reminder about my weight. It reminded me of an incident while I was in college. A female friend wanted to try her hand in modeling. I accompanied her to the agency, and after the talent agent finished talking to my friend, he turned to me and said, "You could be a model. You just need to lose some weight." What's up with the unsolicited comments about my weight? Jeez. Here I am doing a good deed, driving my friend to her appointment, and I walk away with unsolicited insults. I guess I'm just big all over. Number 2, the security check was over the top. I am certain that there is a reason for such robust security at this train station, but I'm used to just buying a train ticket and off we go. I believe we went through 3 sets of security, dog sniffing, and a couple scanners. I must call out the pat down. It was just a little extra, as in way too much. Let's just say that the guard got a little too personal. I got over that, but what I will not get over is the fact that they confiscated my wine. What's that about? If I'm gonna sit for 5 hours in cramped quarters, I need some alcohol to ease the pain. The guard said he needs to check my bag because there's water in it. I blankly said, "No, there isn't any water," thinking I was safe. He took the bag and opened it and said, "Ah, it's not water, it's alcohol. That's not permitted." He then essentially stole my wine. Sensing my obvious annoyance, they were happy to point to the sign on the wall that said no alcohol was permitted. Like that's gonna make me feel better? I am certain that they made plans to enjoy my 2 bottles of wine at the end of their shift, along with all the other goodies confiscated that day. Now that's a cushy job. Number 3, the Incomprehensible PA System. Alright, this lady's speaking. I can't understand a word she's saying. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be boarding or not. I still have no idea what the officials were stating on the PA system. I know they were speaking English, but I couldn't make out a single statement. So I just resigned myself to just follow the passengers when I saw them moving towards the train. One of the attack waitresses from the station restaurant indicated that I would be called when it's time to board. I didn't know I was hearing impaired. By the way, I call them attack waitresses because upon entering the waiting area, competing restaurant waitresses quickly swarmed, all wanting me and others to choose their restaurant. They're just waiting for the next victim. If you've traveled by the SGR, you know what I'm talking about. Number 4, headphones are our friends. Come on, it can't just be me. Sitting in such close quarters should be a clue that you really should put headphones on if you're listening to anything on your phone. As I've stated over and over, I can roll with just about anything, but I was not prepared for this one. The number of competing sounds was just pure noise. A guy behind me was listening to a soccer match. The lady to my left was on TikTok. The lady in the corner was on YouTube. But all of that pales in comparison to the kids watching a show and we're singing out loud, "The wheels on the bus go round and round," on repeat. I can no longer get the song, "The wheels on the bus go round and round," out of my head. I kid you not, I woke up singing it the next morning. Come on, surely you must know I don't want to hear what you're watching on your phone. Maybe instead of requiring masks, I recommend they require headphones. Number 5, economy class seating. What's with sitting facing each other? I get that it's to maximize seating capacity, but it's just not cool. Unless we're a family, we've got a leg touching situation going on. I don't know about you, but that's a bit awkward. The guy directly in front of me was about 6 feet and I'm 6'3". So we were playing rhythmic gymnastics the entire ride. We had a silent agreement going on. Whenever one of us got restless, we silently switched legs in unison. And when either of us got up, the other quickly got in a full leg stretch. I decided to spend an hour standing between cars to give us both a break. And I took a moment to enjoy the savannah. All right, I've already seen elephants, giraffes, zebras, and gazelles. It's like a safari on a train. Hopefully I'll see some lions, although I feel less like a wimp because I'm in this train and not outside in an open Jeep. Guys, where else can you go on a 5-hour safari trip in a train, essentially? Amazing. Checking out this sunset. It was pretty cool to see giraffes, elephants, and buffaloes as we whisked by. Oh, and by the way, I was unfazed by the constant leg kicks by the kids sitting in front of me, because that's what kids do. Number 6, service as a suggestion. I read ahead of time that service is just a little bit slower in economy class because of the large volume of passengers, so I prepared myself. The first time the attendant came around, I was stretching, standing between cars, but I figured that I'd just order something later. By the time they came around again, it was getting close to our arrival. So I opted to just order a packet of Heroes fruit chutney chips, which I discovered in Nairobi. As the attendant took my order, I could tell from her body language that there was just no way in hell she was gonna bring me back anything. I just pictured what she was saying in her head. Let me make this Mzungu feel good by taking his order, but there is no way in hell that I'm walking all the way over here with any kind of food. Besides, he's big all over. By the way, you've heard me say Mzungu a couple times in this video, and that's because at the Maasai market in Nairobi, I was called Mzungu repeatedly, which I laughed at. I must say, This express train was 100% on time. And for 10 bucks, you really can't beat that while traveling between major cities. Back in the US, I usually pay $79 off peak to travel from New York to Boston. So this is a steal. And for you Americans watching, no, there were no goats nor chickens on the train. It is very impressive that Kenya has a modern rail service between its two largest cities at an affordable price. In the coming days, I am gonna premiere some of my Nairobi adventures. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and share your favorite video with a friend.